No, but I've been in with Terence Crawford, and I think Terence Crawford will be. I mean, just like Earl Spence gave me good work, I think Terence Crawford would give me good too. But you got to realize, just work. About all these young guys, boxing is one of the
pound top fighter in boxing right now is Terence Crawford. Pound for pound, top fighter in boxing right now is Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford, I just truly believe. I mean, he reminds me of a young Floyd Mayweather. There's a lot of hell of a fighters out there. The guys he's a motherfucker.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So many people were sending me this old clip and old information of legendary, retired, iconic Hall of Fame superstar boxer, former pound-for-pound king, former pay-per-view king, the man known as Money, formerly known as Pretty Boy, TBE, to be exact, Floyd Mayweather Jr., who is retired now. 50 wins, no losses, no draw, 5-division world champion, 27 big wins by way of knockout, has the biggest records, holds all the records for pay-per-view, broke every record known to the sport of boxing, whether it was earning money, pay-per-views, so on and so forth, etc. With that said, Floyd Mayweather has found and now a promoter. He promotes with Mayweather Promotions, okay? And he scouts talent. But he's still a student of the sport of boxing. He's still a fan of the sport of boxing. And Floyd Mayweather identifies these fighters for who they are. And Floyd Mayweather rightfully picked some time ago this mega undisputed, undefeated, welterweight, massive showdown between undefeated, unified 3-belt WBA, WBC, IBF welterweight world champion superstar boxer who is widely considered by many to be top 2, if not number 1, definitely top 5 pound for pound best fighters in the world, in Earl "The Truth" Spence Jr., who is 28 wins, no losses, no draw, 22 big wins by way of knockout. He is 33 years of age, 5'9", with a 72-inch arm reach, an undefeated 3-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, currently the reigning WBO World Boxing Organization welterweight world champion, who is widely considered by many, including Floyd Mayweather himself, as you just heard it, to be the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, in Terence Bud Crawford. Terence Crawford has 39 wins, no loss, no draw, 30 big wins by way of knockout. He is 35 years of age, 5'8", with a 74-inch arm reach. They will face off against one another July 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena. And Floyd Mayweather, he rightfully predicted that Terence Crawford and Errol Spence would be the biggest fight in boxing, okay? That's what he stated. He stated the biggest fight in boxing is going to be Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr., right? And he was completely right, because today's time, the biggest fight in boxing is Errol Spence Jr. versus Terence Bud Crawford. That's the biggest fight in boxing today, right? It's the biggest fight in 40 years, Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. The biggest fight in 40 years. So with that said, Floyd Mayweather, he stated that Terence Crawford is pound for pound the best fighter in the world, okay? He stated that Terence Crawford, reminds him a lot of himself, right? And so because Terence Crawford reminds him a lot of himself, he feels Terence Crawford is pound for pound the best fighter in the world. And he stated that he's been in the ring with Errol Spence. We know that Errol Spence had a glorified sparring session with Floyd Mayweather, and he gave Floyd Mayweather great work. And and there's many people that said he blackened Floyd Mayweather's eye. Whether it was Errol Spence that blackened his eye or not, he had a black eye ahead of his showdown with Robert Guerrero, right? And it's widely known that he gave Floyd Mayweather problems, as Floyd Mayweather even admitted that, right? And Floyd Mayweather, in this interview, he stated that, Errol Spence gave him tons of problems in sparring. He gave him good work. He said that, I was definitely an older fighter, well into my 30s at that time, and he definitely gave me good work. So he stated, but I have no doubt that Terence Bud Crawford would have given me good work as well, right? So he stated that, well, rather it was Errol Spence or rather it was Terence Crawford, he feels like either fighter would have given him good work and would have given him trouble, right? And he did state that, he definitely was older, at the time. So with that said, Floyd Mayweather, he believes that Terence Bud Crawford is the best pound for pound fighter in the world, right? And that doesn't mean that Floyd Mayweather is picking Terence Crawford to win, because I saw so many people, hence the reason why I'm responding with this video, because I saw so many people and so many people sent me the video and they said, oh, Floyd Mayweather picked Terence Crawford to beat Errol Spence. He didn't pick Terence Crawford to beat Errol Spence. He just said that Terence Crawford is a great fighter, right? He reminds him of himself and he feels like he's the best pound for pound fighter in the world. And then people said, well, if he feels like it reminds him of himself and he feels like he's the best fighter in the world and he's never lost, then that means he's picking Terence Crawford. That doesn't mean that he's picking Terence Crawford. That just means he, likes what Terence Crawford brings to the table, right? And he feels like Errol Spence is a great fighter as well. So we have to see how it unfolds and plays out. With that said, Errol Spence agreed to a degree when asked about Terence Crawford being the favorite going into this fight. He said that Terence Crawford should be the favorite going into the fight because he has a lot of question marks, because he suffered that horrific car accident. He suffered that eye injury. And so there's question marks, people questioning him. And he said that he's okay with Terence Crawford. He said Terence Crawford is a special fighter, and I'm okay with Terence Crawford being pound for pound best fighter in the world. Right. But I'm going to absorb all of those acknowledgments and all those accomplishments when I beat Terence Crawford July 29th. Right. Terence Crawford is a special fighter. OK, Terence Crawford has the ability to switch from southpaw to orthodox. He has extremely long arms, power in both hands. He can throw punches from angles that are just, unexpected. He has a high ring IQ. He's athletic. He's explosive, fast hands, fast feet. So with that said, Terence Crawford is a great fighter. OK, and so people like to look at and point to Terence Crawford resume. That's what they do. They point to Terence Crawford resume and they say, well, Terence Crawford ain't never fought nobody. Well, you would say that if you don't understand and you're not a student of the sport of boxing or a hardcore fan of the sport of boxing. If you're solely a fan of a fighter, well, then you miss the fighters that Terence Crawford has faced. Terence Crawford faced Victor Postol when Victor Postol was considered the boogeyman in the sport of boxing. He fought Yuriorkis Gamboa, who was undefeated and considered top 10 pound for pound best fighters in the world. And keep in mind, people say that Terence Crawford fought Gamboa. Gamboa was a small fighter. Terence Crawford started his career at 130. Gamboa started his career at 122, maybe 118. So Terence Crawford wasn't like he's an enormous sized guy. He's not a big guy to begin with. OK, and so he beat Gamboa when Gamboa was considered, top 10 pound for pound. So these are guys that Terence Crawford has beaten in his career, and he attempted to fight the Danny Garcias when they was at junior welterweight, Lamont Petersons, and fighters of that magnitude, that he just wasn't able to secure those types of fights, whether that be because of Bob Arum, ESPN, and Top Rank, or whatever. He couldn't secure those fights. So with that said, Errol Spence, I do believe Errol Spence has a better resume. Okay, when looking at it on the surface, I think that Errol Spence has a better resume. I've always said that, and I'll stand by that. I just think he beat the bigger names and tougher opponents. And so with that said, this is as even of a fight as we have gotten in the last 40 years. Again, many people point to Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, but Manny Pacquiao was handpicked as the guy that can beat Floyd Mayweather because people was just tired of seeing him winning, and many people wanted to see Floyd Mayweather lose. So they handpicked Manny Pacquiao as the guy to be able to do it, and styles make fights, and I knew Floyd Mayweather was going to outclass and beat Manny Pacquiao. But he was handpicked as the guy that could knock out Floyd Mayweather. Fast hands, fast feet, southpaw, and power. And it didn't work out that way. So with that said, July 29th marks the date for the biggest fight in boxing in the last 40 years. Floyd Mayweather did not definitively make a pick and say Terence Crawford was going to be the victor. He just simply stated and highlighted that he thinks Terence Crawford is the best fighter in the world. Point blank and period. but he also favors Errol Spence as one of the great fighters of this era. So let's see how it unfolds July 29th. And that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV. All one word. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue signing off. I'm gone. Peace.
This is Amanda, the real deal Serrano, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.